Hello guys, welcome back to the Cycles podcast with me, your girl, Adiambo, Kisumu City. You're hanging out with me, Mabe Cheryl. And this couple of weeks have had very high emotions. Now we've come from setting our intentions for the year 2023. I hope you have done that. I hope you have your vision boards ready. And also, if you don't have them, then I naja you panic because not everyone hits the year running, so it's fine if you make it in February or in March, at whatever time you feel like you want to do it. Also, is this the same week KCSE results came out? It's the previous week. And it just got me thinking, honestly, do grades really mean that much? Because I've seen people who feel like their worlds have ended because they maybe haven't achieved the grade their parents want them to achieve and stuff like that. I don't know. Personally, I don't feel like that Form 4 grade matters a lot, but it does matter, but it's not a life sentence. So if any of my audiences is a former KCSE candidate and has received their results, I'm sending love to you, and I'm telling you that it's not the end of the road. And now to this episode where we have a very special guest. This is my favorite musician, my personal favorite musician for a while now. And it's none other than Winyo himself. Hi, Winyo.
I'm very fine, Maeve. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm very good.
Before we get to that, please tell the Cycles audience who you are, what you do.
Okay, my name is Winyo. I'm a Kenyan-born musician. I sing Benga music. I compose Benga music. I write Benga music and perform Benga music. Contemporary Benga, for that matter. I draw inspiration from the original Benga music, which is our Kenyan genre. But in there, I fuse in jazz music, traditional folk music, R&B, and a lot of sounds in there.
For sure. I like that name, Benga. Whoever came up with that name did a great job. It sounds so cool.
Yes.
What do you think about like people getting stressed about KCSE results? Were you stressed by yours?
No, I never passed.
You never passed?
No.
By whose standards, though, if you say you never
by
passed?
the standards of what you call KCSE results. A is
a pass.
Is a pass.
Paka, maybe let's say C+, where university entry.
In primary school, yes, I passed very well, but in high school, no. And the reason why I would tell people that it's not that you've passed or you failed. I mean, I had a C constant in KCSE. And I have brothers who have A material. I'm the eldest. But you see, when my father retired, my career is what paid for their school fee. All of them to graduate.
Yeah.
So now you can see how it works.
Yeah.
It's not failure. It's what exactly you really want to do with your life, not your exams.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, with your life. Follow your ambitions. My father wanted me to become a banker as him. But when the music side came, he didn't believe I was a musician until he first came for my show and said, hey, young man, go on, you see. And when he saw the results of doing a career, which at my time was not supported as today, to help him through that, me and him as his firstborn and me and him working together to school my siblings, he couldn't believe that this is what's coming from.
That music is actually doing that for you.
So follow your career. Don't follow your grades, really. If you get good grades, that's fine. If you get bad grades,
Work around it.
Yeah.
I think you'd be such a cool parent. Are you a parent?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
My daughter sings.
She sings.
Yes.
I feel like that's the kind of parenting we need because a lot of our parents were those ones for you have to. It's the education route or no, it's no way.
Yeah, I come from that society. I come from that background and being a firstborn to a Luo father,
That point is quite important. Yeah.
To a Luo father who was really smart, who worked for the bank. You have to toe the line.
I relate to that because my mom, when I when my interest for music like really peaked,
Right.
and I wanted to go to the studio, I told my mom about it. She took me to the studio, but then the instructions coming back home was, and don't mention a word of this to your father.
Absolutely.
So even when I released my music and stuff like that, I didn't tell my dad anything. I was doing my stuff kando. And that point you make is a good one. Luo fathers, I beg, open your mind. The world is changing.
The world is changing.
The world is changing.
Absolutely.
So your name is very exquisite, if I may say so, because Winyo, in our native language, Winyo means bird.
Right.
So where did that name come from, and why did you choose Winyo?
I used to sing a lot growing up, and I used to compose a lot of music from my father's books, which they used to use for music lessons at that time. And I would sing everything. And my mom used to tell me, "Oh, you sing like a bird. You sing like a bird."
Wow.
In Dolo, you say "Iwer kawenyo," you know.
Yeah.
So and that name just got stuck.
It stuck.
When I took my music seriously, I said I would use my name. I used the name Winyo
as your stage name.
As my stage name.
I like it. It's actually cool. And then you merged it with your actual name. Did you tell these guys what your actual name is?
No, I didn't.
Please tell them what your name is. Are you hiding that? Are you hiding it?
My real name? I'm Polycarp Onyango Shiphton.
Shiphton?
Yeah.
Where did they get that name, Shiphton? Our parents also are working overtime when it comes to names.
My parents, my father.
Also, I found out that not only are you a singer, but you're a photographer, you're an actor, and there's this film we used to love when we were kids. Fruit salad.
You kidding?
Kenya moja.
No way.
You're the brains behind that show.
Yes.
Now I think my love for you has grown like this.
That's
it's
nice.
Double now.
It's
nice.
Double
now. So how has it been like juggling those works? And I ask this because I also relate to that aspect of doing more than one thing that you're passionate about. So how has that journey been for you and up to now?
It's doing well. I'm still writing scripts for TV. I wrote the script Fruit Salad, and I presented it to TV, and they liked it.
The idea.
The idea. So I've been a scriptwriter all my life, and an actor actually. In my high school, I've been a national best actor 4 times.
Damn.
Yes, we have the trophies at home.
You want to say it louder? Do you want to?
The trophies are at home with my mom seated there. 4 times best actor nationwide. Yeah, and from there, it's my script writing and singing combined together. I can create stories to fit TV scripts, stage, and a lot of that has been my life.
Okay.
So, until now, we are still. I'm still writing scripts for TV programs that are yet to come on Showmax. The platform is bigger now.
Okay.
And the people are there. So
yeah. The market has changed. Everything is working in your favor.
Yes. So
you're a photographer.
Yeah, I'm a photographer.
I'm a model.
Yeah, you're a model.
Do you think we can do something?
Of course we will. That would be nice.
You've umejifunga. Unajua mimi hapa.
Okay.
So there's something I also saw that you Radio France International Discoveries in 2010. Do you remember that?
Yes.
How does it feel to know that your talent is recognized outside the confines of Kenya? Because I don't know if as a young boy you envisioned that and then now to actually live it.
Yeah.
How does it feel? And then also how do you score such opportunities for anyone that's listening here?
I mean, from long time after knowing, I first of all wanted to become a pilot.
Pilot?
Yeah.
I think every one of us as a child wanted to become a pilot.
Yes.
Let me hear where the dream changed.
The dream changed when my teachers told me, "Oh, you are talented. Oh, you can sing. Oh, you can do this." And I never wanted to become a musician. But when I focused on being a musician, I wanted my music to travel outside the country.
For sure.
And also to be known mostly. First priority was my country, and then to export that music. So by the time I was recording my first album, Benga Blues, and and the competition for Radio France was entered for the first time in Kenya because it's done all over Africa.
Yeah.
around maybe, I don't know, 50 countries.
Mm-hmm.
So out of all these countries, and with all their applications, they chose they chose my album,
Mm-hmm.
and
They chose Benga Blues now.
yes, they chose
Okay.
Benga Blues. The
Why
entry
wouldn't
was
they?
of like almost 600 musicians,
Mm-hmm.
if you count the continent, and it's a
Okay.
competition. And out of that, they chose Benga Blues, and out of the 10 finalists, I was number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 was Uganda, and I was number 2.
Yeah,
And for me, that's a win for Kenya,
for sure.
because for me, my music reflects Kenyan music, and if you look at the rest of the Africa, they really have sort of, you can identify their sounds. So by the time we were entering my album, the sound was different, and the album, it's a good album also.
It's a fantastic. I listen to that to like decompress.
Yeah, for us to be on top of number 10 and to be number 2 and to be awarded a European tour, I think that was an achievement.
Exception.
And I'm happy about that.
Okay.
For Kenya to be recognized for that matter.
So there's a point you've made. It skipped my mind, but when it comes back,
Right.
I'll be sure to ask you about it.
Okay.
So now that you brought up Benga Blues,
Right.
let's talk about that album.
Okay.
But most of your music that I've listened to is you write about social issues,
Yeah.
and then you make social issues sound very melodious and all that.
Yes.
But there's one beef I have with you,
Okay.
and it's with Nyachula.
Okay.
That specific song. So in this song, I think it's about a lady
Yes.
who wants soft life. You see this soft life when you meshika sahi. Yeah, every lady wants a soft life. I think
Right.
Nyachula was the same.
Yeah.
She wanted a soft life. And then I think you're singing from a perspective of her boyfriend, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So it's like your girlfriend is sourcing for soft life outside.
Right.
And then when she gets it, she's bringing it back at home. And you're just like, bro, what
Yeah.
is this you're bringing?
Yeah.
This life you want?
Yeah.
I can't.
I can't. Yeah.
Why do you feel a certain type of way? Because now this brings us to this sponsor, sugar baby, sugar daddy lifestyle that is very prominent now.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell me your stance on that? Ama, you want us to skip?
Not quite. By the time I was writing Nyachula, the lifestyle then and now was not of sponsor. And
Really?
no,
There was
no.
no sponsorship that time?
No, there wasn't. I wrote a lot of this music living with my grandmother. Me and my grandmother alone. We used to live in that compound, while in high school. So while I was writing these stories, is the things I used to see around the village, around my village. When a woman really wants to empower her home, she goes to look for work, in town, and the husband back home would think she's going to, at that time, the word was she's going to prostitute herself. I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm using the word correctly.
Yeah.
And that they couldn't see the sense that this woman is just empowered to go and work and to come back and lift her home. That was the conflict then. Unlike now, when you have sponsors, you have a sponsor who wants to be with a lady
Who wants to take you from your boyfriend who is humble and he was building from scratch?
he was building from scratch and things like that. So the story is different.
But it's so funny how... Did I twist the meaning then?
No, you didn't twist the meaning, but that's the meaning.
It is actually.
Yeah, it is.
So it's just funny how the more things change, the more things stay the same. That
Yeah.
You might think our parents didn't have this issue of sponsors and like older men stealing
True.
our moms from them.
True.
But that's why it started.
It is. It was there before, and men were men who wanted to be in control, men who wanted to take care of the family, and there was a sort of fear of the woman is working.
Yeah.
What's gonna
They've
happen?
never seen something like that.
Yeah,
So
at that time it wasn't there. So the story Nyachula comes from that kind of concept and that kind of lifestyle. Yeah, the sponsor and the Kaledi today, it can relate, but yeah.
But it's a bit okay, fine. Higher. So now that listening to a lot of your music, you said that you wanted to first be recognized here in your country.
True.
But now most of your music is in Luo,
True.
which is where you hail from.
Yeah.
And then is there a reason why you really chose to narrow down to singing in your vernacular language as opposed to singing in English? But you do sing in English and Swahili,
Yes.
but majorly Luo.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why you decided that would be your distinct identity?
I would say, looking at my environment, the way I'm telling you, living with my grandmother, inspired me to write these stories in my natural language. And the tunes that I was playing by then, the Benga tunes that I was playing by then, and the stories that I was telling, I wanted to tell them in a Benga rhythm. I mean, that said, it's just language, and like you can hear, like I find people still explaining the meaning of some of the songs on Benga blues, but they don't know the meaning.
Yeah.
But they're very close, and they get it with the way they translate the music just the way they feel it. You see, so Luo is just one language that I grew up with. I also know Kikuyu. My album has a Kikuyu song.
Kimani, and I wanted to ask you about that. How?
Yeah,
Why?
I grew up in Kikuyu. And,
So you speak Kikuyu?
Yeah, I speak Kikuyu.
Hawezi kukusengenya na.
I was in Sengenya.
Damn.
Hata wakijaribu.
And then you also speak what on top of Luo, Kikuyu, English, Swahili?
English Swahili. I have a Swahili song, and on my new album I have I think 4 English songs.
There's a new album coming.
Of course.
You mean ujamaliza kututesa kutumaliza?
Yeah, so the language was easy for me in that environment. Yeah.
So now I want you to tell us what a typical Winyo songwriting process is. So by the time you sit down, you decide you've narrowed down a topic.
Yeah.
So what follows next?
Sometimes the inspiration comes. I find most of the time writing music for me, the inspiration comes around 3:00.
3:00 in the morning.
In the night.
Which?
In the morning. Yeah.
Witchcraft hours. Night runner hours.
At night, those hours. And some of at that time, sometimes you're asleep. And most of the songs are, if you listen to my album, songs like "Single" is a gospel song.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and such inspiration they come even while you're asleep.
Yeah.
And Namchumbi, things like that. But when I sit down to write, I'll first of all record it and sit the following day and write. Sometimes it's just a tune that has always been in my head. Yeah. Or a story, someone's story, and or an experience. Or just a beautiful tune as well.
Okay.
But most of the time I write out of it's soul fulfilling to try and say something.
Okay.
Yeah. And when I hold the guitar, the inspiration comes.
It comes. I also wanted to play guitar because I felt as a songwriter, as long as you feel you hear the chords being played, something clicks in your head and the tune just comes automatically.
Yeah.
So now I want us to talk about my personal favorite song that I've overplayed and probably people around me are exhausted about listening to it. Yeah. And that's Nuru.
Okay.
So I want people to hear from you what that song means.
Right.
What frame of mind were you in when you were writing Nuru? Is it okay? You tell us.
Yeah.
I don't want to get it wrong now.
No, it's okay. Nyoro is like the name says. Nyoro in my mother tongue, Luo, means yesterday.
Yeah.
And if you listen to the story, it's a story about a young man who is just telling her mother what has happened with their better half. That life has been tough, things are not going well. And they woke up one day and things were not just right. It's just a man trying to tell her mother what's going on. And in the song, trying to tell the lover or the beautiful lady to wait, to not go yet.
Don't go. Yeah.
The love is yet to come.
So I didn't get it wrong. So for this one, I think my interpretation was actually correct.
What was your interpretation?
My interpretation was, is this a young man?
Yeah.
And then he's reminiscing-ish about yesterday, how things were.
Yeah.
And then now he's talking to a lover and he's telling her, don't go, we still love each other.
Yeah.
Better days will come and stuff like that. And then at the end, when you say Wangani Gigeno, it's like you have hope. You have hope.
Say that again. Wangani Gigeno.
Wangani Gigeno. I really, the first time I had that, I'm confessing. Me, I discovered you last year.
That's not,
No,
last year.
a friend of mine who loves you and I think will love this episode invited me to your show.
Okay.
So when I came, a lot of other people are performing. Akina Eric Wainaina, now those ones I've had before. So now when you got on stage, the first song, okay, fine. I was just dancing. Then now when you got to Nuru, I was like, I was in a trance and I sat in that part for Wangani Gige. And I was like, what the hell is this guy saying? Are you casting a spell? And then when I went home, I played the music.
Yeah.
And I cried, like I was literally crying. Because now imagine it, me, if a man tells me, stay, I have hope. I'm sold. I'm sold for sure.
That's the whole point.
If a man would write such a song for me, I don't think there's anywhere I'd be going.
That's
also,
beautiful.
what I noticed about you on that same stage and also subsequently on your social media is that your style while performing is actually quite unique. So I wanted to find out, are you involved in your own styling? Do you have a role to play? Is that who you are outside? Like, what does a normal what does a normal Winyo in the house look like? And then what influences that? Do I say Oga type of dressing? It's not a bad thing.
Okay.
It's actually very cool because it's distinct.
Winyo at home, I don't know how can I explain it. I'm a very quiet person. I'm very quiet. I love going to buy groceries.
That's not a bad thing.
So I go to buy chili and onions, and I love cooking. And before I came for this show, I just bought chicken and left it in the fridge. So I'll go back and cook it.
And cook.
Yeah, and sit and take coffee. Really, that's my whole day. And a good day would be when I'm going to record music and when I'm trying to finish my album. And then the busy days will be, okay, now we have shows. Now we have to prepare, and I have to sink into to bring Winyo inside.
You summon Winyo.
Someone Winyo. So then I'll come. It's time to be a celeb.
Okay. So the whole outfit thing is also a ritual in summoning Winyo.
No, not quite. I love white because for me now when I want to be on stage, for me it's not any day. It's a very holy place.
I'm telling you, that's why I felt it's like that's why I fell into a trance because I felt like it was it feels like it's prayer. And then again, it's not prayer because it's a bit secular. And then also the fact that I cry, I don't know, I feel very spiritual when I listen to your music. Even that Nyachula that I'm angry about, I listen to it and I'm just like, especially when you tell her she's looking for money, I'm just like, aren't we all? So the fact that you mentioned you wear white makes a lot of sense.
So that's why I mean, before, for me, it would even be best if I perform barefoot, you know, and wear my white clothes and design it a bit to look I mean, like white good designs. So white would be it, because for me, it's music is spiritual. Whether we give it a name called gospel or we are trying to fix something called secular, those are just names, you know. But when you properly, there's no like properly doing music. There is a channel for music. You know, you have to have the channel, and if that channel is not here, it comes through you. Whatever you will say is what you're giving people, their souls, their mind. It's what changes people's lives. If that message is corrupt, whatever podium you are, whether you're in church, whether you're in a bar, whether you're on field, whether you're walking on the streets, if you corrupt the people's soul or mind, that would not be music.
Okay.
So that's why I wear white, and I get into the mode for even for myself. When I'm on stage, I feel it for myself, and I share it with people.
Okay.
And that's why you see what's happening with the white thing going.
I really love it, and I think it stands out. So
and I have a new design.
You have a new design that you're going to show us when?
New designer who's been doing this. My management team is working very well.
Okay.
It's top.
Can I borrow them for a while?
That would be nice.
Anyway, so I'm really happy that you honored my invite to the podcast. There's my producer that you just spoke to actually calls me Miss Winyo.
That's nice.
Just Winyo, because of how much I talk about you and how much I post your music. I'm fangirling. Even before you came, I was very, very nervous,
That
but
is
I'm so
nice.
happy that you came.
Thank you so much for
And now
inviting
I
me.
want you to tell the Cycles audience, who I'm sure will convert to real
Yeah.
live followers.
Yeah.
Tell us about the new projects you have coming up, some of the
Right.
new music, some of the new collaborations, and
Yeah.
where they can catch you for your live performances.
Absolutely. We have, I have very good uh, releases or productions coming out this year. And I think I want people to know what we have in this country and what we're about to bring or what I'm about to bring will really, 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 if you're amazed
Yeah.
with what we brought, what's coming
It's double fire.
is double fire.
Thunder. It's thunder.
It's been cooked from where it's coming from. It's been cooked well. And I have a collaboration with my friend Polycarp.
It's funny you guys have the same name.
Yes, we have the same name. We've been, yeah.
Okay.
You should see us in the studios. We are like two small boys. Anyway,
Okay.
but we've been friends for a long time, and we wanted to do this. And I'm glad we're doing it. The spirit is right. The music there is very rich. It's
Yeah.
very, very good. And it's something new that we are combining both our energies to do this. We're going to release it in the next 2 months. April maybe would be a very busy month.
Yeah.
So in between April, February, March, we're going to post a few
Snippets.
snippets.
To Tessa.
Yes. Apple, Liambo, Apple. For people to know what's going on before we launch. And also, I'm going to be launching my album as well, which is almost ready. And I have some good guys very good guitarists from
Do you
long
have a
time
name
ago.
for the album already?
We don't have a name for the album.
You don't have a name?
We still don't have a name for the album.
Okay.
And the album is also very, very, very late. It's really, really nice.
I can't
It's
wait.
very, very good. So we'll be launching it at Allianz. We're getting the date, and we are being told around April. So April is a good month. Apart from that, we have scheduled performances. So follow us on Twitter at Winyo Shiphton, on Facebook pages Winyo, on Instagram Winyo. Follow us there so that we can.
So on Instagram, it's Winyo Shiphton.
On Instagram is Winyo.
Okay. Across the board. Instagram, it's Winyo.
Yeah.
Facebook, it's Winyo. Twitter, it's Winyo Shiphton.
Twitter is Winyo at Winyo Bad.
At Winyo Bad.
Yes.
Okay, sawa.
Yes.
I'll be sure to tag those ninis.
Yes.
And also, do you have a plan for young and upcoming artists? Are there people you've taken under your wings,
See,
Winyo?
What we're trying to do at Alliance Francais is to create.
You missed my joke and I'm pissed.
Okay, no. Okay, did I? we
Relax.
No. We're bringing.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to answer you. We're creating a platform called the Benga King. I don't know. My management came up with this name.
With the name, the Benga King. You are the Benga King. I actually
And,
declared you are the Benga King.
I tried to tell my management. There are Benga Kings before.
It doesn't matter. Just because other kings were there doesn't mean, just because other presidents were there does not mean this other one is not a president.
Anyway, so we've kept it as the Benga King. And it's a platform to introduce young and upcoming musicians, and singers.
Just Benga musicians, or is open for anyone?
We're calling it Benga because as a genre of Kenya, Benga is the original genre of Kenya.
So do you think that's Kenyan sound? Because I hear there's conversation about and conflict over whether Kenya has a distinct sound.
It is. It does.
You think Benga is Kenya's sound?
I don't think.
It is.
It is. It is. This is what our forefathers gave us. The Kamarus of our world, the Joseph Kamaru, the Dio Misiani, the DK, they gave us this genre. A lot of West African countries have taken this genre to another level.
Okay.
The Congolese have done this. The Zambians have done this. In Zimbabwe, they call this beat Sungura. If you travel down to South Africa, they'll tell you the history of their music. A lot of it is borrowed from Kenya music.
Okay.
Even I've traveled these countries. I've been to West Africa a lot. When I perform on my stage, they will invite me for 2 shows and say, no, you remind us of a Kenyan genre called Benga. How do they know this?
Because the sound borrows from that.
Yes.
Okay.
So we as the young generation, we sort of forgot what it was. We didn't want to soup it up and make it new, make it like the Nigerians are doing with what Fela Kuti, the father of
They're building on,
the father of Afrobeat, gave them.
for sure.
That's what they're controlling the world with. I can assure you, if we do our benga in whatever platform, hip hop benga, whatever benga, jazz benga, if we do it well, no Nigerians will catch us.
We have a vendetta against Togas. Jokes. No, we love everybody.
We love everybody. So the platform, the Benga King, is a place where musicians who really want to be unique and original, while really focusing on a genre that they can improve on, can come to.
Okay.
We're going to start it. I'm going to start it as my own show for people to come. I hope you will come.
People will come for sure. Or did you say you hope I will come?
Yes.
I will. I will show up.
Sounds good.
So thank you so much for coming to this show. Winyo, it has been an honor to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for you guys for watching. Thank you for also giving me some of the intentions you have set for the year 2023. I want to hear yours. Give me your top 2 intentions.
Top 2.
Yeah.
Is to give you like 3 greatest albums that we've been working for.
3
greatest albums
from one person. Yours?
From one person. Mine, my collaboration. There's another collaborations also with some very good South African musicians, which is coming out.
So from what I'm hearing, this year we're about to
and good
eat.
shows, very very good shows.
We're about to, as Winyo fans, we're about to eat. So please make sure to follow me on my social media platforms at Maeve Cheryl on Instagram, at the Cycles_podcast on Instagram, or Maeve Cheryl1 on Twitter. I'm sure I will be reposting some of the gigs he will be playing at if I will be attending, and we can all meet there and have an amazing time. Nice. Remember to also follow Winyo at Winyo on Instagram, Winyo on Facebook, and Winyo Bud on Twitter, yeah?
Yes.
So thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. Be sure to also go search him up on any streaming platform. Your music is everywhere, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, make sure to listen to his music and then thank me later. See you on the next episode, guys. Bye.